Hey guys, welcome back to Darish Zone, and this is another video about the configuration with of retro machine, but not only because this count also for to understand how Retroarch works. So let's talk about my Discord channel. You asked if it's possible to change a bezel and set the bezel you want for an entire system. This is totally completely possible, but to do that you have to save an override, and we will see later what this means. The overrides. The retro machine have the bezel manager, and you know, which can swap between two different type of scan lines and sorry overlay, the scan lines overlay or the system related overlay, but you can only change between those two types. Okay, if you instead want to set a whole different bezel to a system and save it, you can do with the help of the overrides. For example, let's see on practical terms the 3DO. Okay, I will go immediately to the Retroarch menu. Okay, so just remember, this is the main menu of Retroarch. Let's do some lesson of Retroarch. It's important you don't change anything there, because if you save there you will overwrite the configuration file related to the system, to the emulators. In that case, if you do that, the bezel manager will not be able anymore to manage those systems, so you don't have to change anything there. You can change some things there into quick menu. For example, you can change the controls. If you want to set a different control for your system, you can do that. After you save your control of choice, you can save core remap file, or save content directory map file, or save game remap file. For example, if I save content directory remap file and go back, when I go back to control, I have a new option which is called delete game content directory remap file. It means in that case Retroarch give you the power to delete the file, so you can do everything within Retroarch, which is fantastic. And you can do the same for save core remap file and save content and save game remap file. Okay, you can manage everything into this menu, into Retroarch, so you don't even need to use the magic cleaner, the magic cleaner of retro machine, for example. And similar thing on options. The option tab is very important, because there you can find all the option related to strictly to the emulator used, not generally Retroarch option. So you can change a lot of things there related to the emulator which you actually using. After you made all your edits, you go to manage core option, and same thing, you can save game option or save content directory option. After do that, you can delete, like I showed before, the file you created directly into Retroarch. So this is great. You can do pretty everything you want, and you can delete, so there's not any risk for ya. Okay, but if you want, let's go to our case. If you want to change an overlay for a system, and the menu of overlays is there, on-screen overlay, to keep in memory, you have to save. After, you have to save an override. Okay, for example, we have the retro machine scanline overlay. If I want to change it with another one, let's look into the retro machine folder. Well, I don't know. Let's select one King of Fighter. Okay, a King of Fighter bezel. If you want to save this bezel, you had to reopen the Retroarch menu, quick menu, almost bottom, check for overrides, and you have three choices there. You can save car overrides, save content directory overrides, and save game overrides. It means with the first you will save all related to the emulator. With the second you will save all related to the folder, in that case the entire 3DO folder. The third is you want to save only for this game. Okay, if you save any of those three files, the file generated you cannot manage into RetroArch. So let's try to save all three save core overrides. Okay, and you see the message, the pop-up, the save content directory overrides, and also the save game overrides. I saved all three. Okay, so this is very important. Just follow me. I back to game. I exit the emulator. Okay. Okay, this team, I promise every time I show the name of this is ZX82 is the team dedicated, of course, of Spectrum. Okay, let's open again the game, and you will see this time you will see the overlay which is saved, and this is great, more or less, yes, but you cannot be able anymore to manage this with the bezel manager, and this can be a problem because you know all other bezels are set to scan lines, and that one otherwise is saved as the overlay, the King of Fighter overlay. If you also change all overlays and turn to related to systems, okay, let's try together. Let's change the bezel to system overlay, okay, and should change the overlay for every system. Let's see just an Amiga game, only for example. And you have the bezel related to Amiga. So the bezel manager worked fine there. If I back to the 3DO, the 3DO will not respond to the bezel. And we show again the King of Fighter bezel. Okay, that's why because you save the overlay. That is the overlay. It's a high profile save configuration file which take precedence. I don't know if precedence or take the lead of any other configuration. Is unbeatable. There's only two ways to delete an override. The first way, the hard way, it's to go with the file manager, which is a gift. It's a gift the RetroPie guys gave it to them, because you don't even supposed to go there, because for example Battlesera doesn't even have a file manager. File manager is a plus that the RetroPie guys give to you. So with the file manager you can locate the file and delete, but you have to know where is, and it's not easy. You see, you can do pretty arm there, so I will show where the path is. This is the folder where the 3DO overrides are saved. You cannot know that. It's too complicated, okay? So in that case I will delete the file that the Magic Cleaner cannot manage for a lot of things that I will explain. For example, the 3DO can be managed by the bezel manager. The game related override, sorry, cannot be managed by the Magic Cleaner, because you can, every game you save an independent game related override will have the name of the game, so it's pretty impossible to recognize for the Magic Cleaner. Okay, I can teach the Magic Cleaner to delete all CFG files into a folder. I can do that, but I don't want to do that, because this will be delete all files and included into a folder, and there's file related, for example the vectors, to use a configure file for every game to have the bezel properly assigned. Okay, so I've decided that the Magic Cleaner can only delete file like the overrides related to the folder. Okay, in that case I delete the flashback file, I delete, and the opera, which is the override related to the emulator. I only left the 3DO CFG, which is the file related to the entire folder. Okay, and this is the file that Magic Cleaner can manage. So I go to Magic Cleaner, and delete Retroarch per system configuration. Go to 3DO, delete 3DO. Okay, obviously you have the smart bomb option is there. I told you I can teach the Magic Cleaner, actually I do that, to delete all the CFG files, but this is too extreme. So this is the option you have to use only if you are in big trouble. Just save overrides related to the to a folder instead of a game or the emulator, and then you can use the per system configuration, and you can delete all the overrides saved related to the folder. It's better to not use that, because I told you will lost all the configuration from the vector, for example, and many other which should not be touched. Okay, so Rebecca, briefly on File Manager. Where you see it's empty. The Magic Cleaner delete the file that I showed you. So what I can what is the point? The point is that you should avoid the File Manager completely. If you only save, as I said, I will show you again. Let's back on flashback. If you only save an override related to the folder, Retro Machine is a little lazy tonight. Overrides. Remember, this is very important. You don't need that, and then you don't need that. Okay, if you want just to change the overlay for an entire system, use that. Save content directory overrides. Okay, so we back. Let's change it. You see the bezel is back to what it should be. Let's change again, like before. Let's back to the old. Oh, what is that? Sega CD. Okay. And we're back to overrides. Save content directory override. I repeat. Okay. It's almost done. Just follow me. If you go back to the game, you will have the different bezel. Okay. Same bezel, so it's saved, but it will not interact anymore with the bezel manager, like I said before. So to go back to the default situation, just spread the magic of Magic Cleaner, delete Retroarch persistent configuration, delete the 3DO configuration, exit, exit. So we're back to 3DO and the overlay is gone. It's back to the normal. And let's see a bonus thing. Let's revert back to the scanline bezel, and you will see even 3DO will follow order chain to scan lines because the override is defeated. But you can save another one, of course. Just remember the procedure. Now you should see the scanline bezel for the 3DO, which is back to normal because it's not governor anymore, but from the override. Okay, it's normal. So I hope you understood this a bit boring video. Just remember this: the retro machine image is a custom image. It follows different rules compared to the vanilla RetroPie. You have to understand that because I made a lot of scripts, and if you want to follow the logic of those scripts, you have to operate on a certain way. So to not break the bezel manager, you had to do like that. And I repeat, don't touch anything on Retroarch menu where I showed you to not touch, because otherwise you will risk to break the image. Okay, so guys, let me know what you think. Keep the notification bell, subscribe to channel, and we catch up on the next one. Bye bye.